Hello, fellow human players. I'm Rignite, and welcome to my very original AQW from Scratch in 2025 series, where I intend to play through this very fluid and optimized game with a brand new account, and maybe give some decent advice along the way. Alright, character creation time, where as humans we are posed with one of the hardest dilemmas ever conceived, comparable to the infinity paradox in Schrodinger's cat. What's gonna be our starting class? And to be honest, there is no right answer, but there is a wrong one, which is anything besides mage, as it has AoE, reasonable DPS, and some damage mitigation. But enough said. I will be talking more about classes in which I recommend you get, and not, soon enough. Next up, I make a beautiful character, spend a little too much time thinking about a funny name, give up, tell Alina was born in 1940, and get on the most populated server after about 500 attempts. And here I am, Folklore, where the nostalgia is immense. Like, are you feeling the nostalgia yet? It's so much nostalgia I'm feeling. I'm like drowning. I am drunk on nostalgia. I feel so much nostalgia. Except I don't, because Folklore back in the day didn't look like this. Anyway, the game wants me to do a tutorial. But I don't do that, obviously, because I'm no pussy. I don't need a tutorial on a 20-year-old Flash game. I obviously skipped that lame shit, facing no repercussions along the way for my decision. Upon arriving in Swordhaven Undead, I immediately stumble around like an idiot, not sure where to pick up the quest. Mistakes happen, you know how it is. But then eventually I find it, and I know what to do from there on. And you know what? As I'm killing these fire witches, something pretty unusual happens. Yes, I am very sorry for that joke. You know, from what I read, it seems like the war between good and evil that was raging through lore for like a long ass while is actually coming to an end as the Dark Lord Sepulture approaches and is ready to slay Altion for some reason. I don't know. It's not told here. So recurring character and in real life person Artix over here asks us to help him around slaying the undead, and it's what I do. All very easy. The area is just so easy, and I'm such a good player. I find like no difficulties at all. I easily slay all the undead and walk away, including the boss. Alright, I do slay the boss as well, first try. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that, okay? If anyone makes fun of me dying twice in the tutorial area, I am gonna sue all of you, okay? I do not take kindly to that kind of harassment. Okay, no one no one need to cope or anything, but I did skip the tutorial, so I was slightly under leveled, okay? You don't have a right to say that I'm bad. Don't do it, I'm gonna sue you. So anyway, after successfully slaying the undead giant, without any hitches along the way, I was off to the castle. Apparently, Sepulture's fortress was dropping skeletons into the castle, and apparently the Dark Lord had already invaded the castle, and Altion the Simp was getting bitch slapped, and he needed me to help him. And you know what? I'm all for helping, the less fortunate. That being the cucks, obviously, because Altion is a cuck. Between killing skeletons and killing more skeletons with a side of killing skeletons, you could say I was in a pretty bony situation. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, soon enough, I was ready to see the most peak cutscene in the game. And you know what? I'm not even gonna commentate over it. You get to watch that with some quality music in the background.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
So basically, after Dracath penetrated Sepulture and popped his red and round. Sympion and Gravelin took turns asking me around some useless maps doing some like boring ass quests. And I'll spare you from that, okay? This prologue is a bit of a mess, to be honest. And like, you don't need to do these quests at all. You can just go straight for Esserion, which is what I should have done. But hey, I'll be there soon enough. But Ring Knight, what about the lore, you ask me? Well, you know, between the incessant barrage of low XD random humor and quips, what I got from the lore here was that chaos was spreading, and Sepulture had an unlife insurance, whatever that means. So Sympion, in an absolute fucking Chad move, tries to send me back to a map I already went to because of Gravelin, and at that point I just had enough, bro. I just went straight for Esserion, like fuck off, I'm not doing your stupid fetch quests no more. Yeah, bro, after just narrowly evading being further scammed by fucking Sympaltion over here, I just go straight to Mobius. And apparently what's going on here is that a dude's just inverting stuff. Like some dude's just out there inverting stuff. He's inverting stuff. He's turning men into women, dogs into cats. He's turning houses upside down. He's inverting stuff, okay? And that's apparently the Chaos Lord. Not just that, as a matter of fact. So this same dude's apparently dropping a bunch of meanies and monsters in town, and they are being led by Slugfit, their lieutenant. So I obviously just cleaned that shit up real quick. I mean, not real quick, because you know like, it took me like 20 minutes to finish this map. Like, holy fuck, is it slow? Like, you don't realize how slow this is. So next up, we're off to Fairies, another map that is basically a relic of old AQW. Of course, they did update this map a bunch of times, but there's still a lot of interesting stuff here. Unfortunately, I mean, there weren't many eventful happenings as I was playing. I just basically cleared through the map. Not in a very fastly manner or anything, but, you know, eventually I got it. Oh yeah, I got a drop from the spider boss. Apparently it's a 100% drop now, and it gives like 5% extra damage to chaos. I didn't actually equip it, you know, I decided to stay with it, to stick to the staff, because, you know, it was just too funny for me to want to equip it. And he was off to the next map, Cornelius. I hope you guys know what time it is. Yes, time to kill gargoyles, baby. Let's fucking go. But you know, I actually got a drip update. So what do you think? Do I look cool or not? Yeah, these quests are pretty repetitive, but I started getting actually some decent damage on my mage, finally. And I found out that mage gets way better damage like when you enhance it with lucky instead of wizard, which makes no sense, but like, it's weird, right? It's like you use lucky for 80% of classes. Next up, I defeat the golem boss all by myself. I complete a puzzle, put on some questionable attire, and then, well, we were back to doing quests. Almost done though. So I had 2 quests that I had to do before I could go to the very best map in the game, Slash Join Sneak. And let me tell you guys, I do have a pretty funny story regarding this map. You know, back in the day, I treated this map like it was AQW's version of the Rickroll. So like, I went to like random players, mostly innocent players that were like fairly new to the game, and I told them to go to Slash Join Sneak because they could get some cool drop there. So I used to say, oh, rare drop in Slash Join Sneak and whatever. And I sent people to that map so much. So there was this time, right? I sent a bunch of players to Slash Join Sneak, and they got so mad at me, they started like calling me stupid and stuff. I was so funny. I wish I had recorded that. It happened like last year, Frostville. It was just amazing, bro. Like, the amount of insults people threw at me because they got sneaked. Yeah, so after fooling the absolutely stupid Cyclopses, we gotta do some quests here in Slash Join Singularity. And this map is just pretty boring. There are like 4 quests, and then you face like this reused gargoyle. But then we come face to face with Esserion, the inverting man. And in a stroke of absolute genius, my character throws the cube at him. And then he looks at me and is like, oh, that's pretty smart, you know, that's just what I need, thanks. And then my character's like all confused. Wait, what do you mean I'm not supposed to throw the cube at you? Then he yeets me off the fucking tower and summons the first Chaos Beast, the Lake Hydra. Yeah, you could say that didn't go the way I intended. But, you know, then I killed the Lake Hydra a few times. You gotta kill it like 9 times and then you can just throw the fucking tower on top of its head. Brutal. And then, it's time. Time to face the first Chaos Lord, Esserion. Yeah, that was pretty anticlimactic. So, this was obviously my first ever AQW video, and it must have taken me close to 20 hours putting it together. And yeah, it was a wild ride. It was a lot of fun. I want to do more of these, you know. You can expect probably episode 2 somewhere along the next week. And I want to make some other kinds of AQW videos as well. This is going to be a full-on AQW channel. I'm just going to be posting until I get bored. If you got this far, thank you very much, and subscribe. You know, I want to stream. I think I need 50 subscribers to stream. Hopefully I'll see you again.